Hello everyone, welcome to Edubbey Global Solution. Today we'll be discussing market economic system. I know you have heard about this topic before in our previous classes, but it is repeated in your syllabus. Now let us check what is in here. A market economic system is a system where supply and demand regulate the economy rather than government intervention. Yes, we knew about supply and demand before. Supply is also known as the producer, while demand is also known as the consumer. Now, a market economic system is also known as free market system. Now, let us move to the next slide where we have some activities here related to your past question. Now, what necessarily describe the market system? According to our definitions now, what do you think is necessarily describe the market system? Let us check the options. Resources are allocated through demand and supply. Is that so? An economy with both a private and public sector, that's not the answer. When all resources are used to produce consumer goods, no. Limited resources but unlimited want, that's not the answer. May market system describe anything related to demand and supply? Now we are moving to the next activities. What is an essential feature of a market economy? Now let us check. It aims for equality in the distribution of goods and service. Is that so? Let's check the others. The price mechanism sends signals to consumers and producers to allocate resources. Remember what we said about price mechanism, which says the system where the forces of demand and supply determine the price of a product. Now, we have known the definition of price mechanism, but does that related to our question? Let's check the other options. The market price reflects both the private and external cost of production? No. Central planners determine what, how, and for whom to produce? No. Of course, the answer is the price mechanism sends signal to consumers and producers to allocate resources, because consumers is also known as the demand while producer is the supplier. Moving to the next slide where we have the advantages of market economic system. One, we have consumer sovereignty, which means consumer have the power to determine what is produced, because what the consumer will demanded for is what the producer will make available. Now we have low cost and price. Of course, if there is a lot of competition in the market, the producer will seem to reduce their cost of the production and also the price. Now we move to there is a choice. Of course, there will be a choice for the consumer to choose any product to buy and which firm to buy it from. And also the quality may be high. Since there is no government intervention, the producer may decide to increase the quality of a product or decrease the quality of a product. Moving to the next slide where we also have one past question here. Now, what is an advantage of a country having a market economy system with a large private sector? What do we mean by private sector? It's a firm that is owned by individual, of course, not related to government at all. Now let us check the options. Some goods may not be provided at all or not in sufficient quantity. No. Market forces often fail to ensure maximum benefits for society. Is that so? There is an unequal distribution of income which can increase over time. That's not the answer. Firms can become unprofitable if they do not produce what consumer wants. Of course, if the producer did not produce what consumer wants, they cannot be profitable. Moving to the next slide, where we also have the disadvantages of market economic system. Of course, we have the advantages and also we have the disadvantages. One, output may not reflect the full cost and benefit. Of course, it may not reflect the food cost and benefits since there is no any government intervention in the market system. We also have private sector may abuse their market power. Of course, they may decide to abuse their market power because what they produce is what the consumer will consume since they have no choice. Now, resources may be immobile. Of course, it will lead to immobility of resources, and the disadvantage of market economic system can also lead to unemployment because the consumer and the producer may put it to themselves. They may put the benefit to themselves, which will also lead to poverty here, which can also lead to poverty. Moving to the next slide here, where we have some past questions. In recent years, a government has started to make more use of the free market system. However, they are doing it very slowly to avoid the disadvantages that the free market system might bring. Now, what is the possible disadvantage of the free market system? One options number one says decreased levels of pollution. Is that so? Increased inequality of income, increased efficiency, decreased incentive to work. What should be the answer? Of course, it should be increased inequality of income. Now to the second activity is also related to the disadvantage of market economic system. Now let's check these options. There is an underproduction of demerit goods. Is it a disadvantage? Government intervention will reduce the efficiency of firm? No, government intervention cannot reduce the efficiency of firm. Market dominance by firm can lead to higher price. Of course, market dominance by firm can lead to higher price. Moving to the next slide here, where we also have one activity. In market system, what encourage firm to keep their cost low? What do you think can encourage firm to keep their cost of product low? Now we have subsidies, government regulation, taxation, and competition. Of course, it's supposed to be competition. Now moving to the next activity here, where we also have one past question. What does not have an effect on wages in a free market economy? What doesn't have an effect on wages in free market economy, which is also known as market economic system? Now, danger level in the workplace, the number of people willing and able to work, the year of training required, and the government regulation. What do you think should be the answer? Of course, it's government regulation. Without government regulation, free market economy can still operate. Now, this will be the end of our class. Stay tuned to our website www.edubbey.com.